ole. Welcome back to the show. Today is May 22nd, and it's 8:30, and you're locked into the Checkin Habs, your up-and-coming Montreal Canadiens hockey podcast. If you bleed bleu, blanc, et rouge, you're in the right place. This is where we break down current topics on the most legendary franchise in NHL history, your Montreal Canadiens. We're talking game recaps, player performances, trade rumors, prospect updates, lineup updates, debates, and everything happening around the league that impacts the Habs. We stream live every Thursday at 8:30. Tonight, it's Friday for a special reason because yesterday was the Carolina game. We want to watch it. So make sure you subscribe, follow, and turn on notifications so you never miss a drop. In the owner's suite, you have yours truly, Mr. Brian. Let's introduce tonight's lineup. We have not first time here. This is second time he's here, but he's back. Mike Dubicki. Say hello, Mike.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. Good to be back.
And we got the OG, Tony.
What's up, boys? 1-0. 1-0.
All right, Habs Nation. Let's check in with the Habs. All right.
Noise.
I gotta
That's cool.
check the chat here. It's been hot since we even got on, so let me read out. Steve's not here tonight. He's calling us a bunch of jerks. Thank you, appreciate it. Kalani says, "Yo, let's go over here. I am wonderful. Hey, man, where you been? It's been a while, man.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm glad you joined us." He says, "Ahoy, mateys." FL Rec says, "Ahoy. Leafs suck, but Bruins suck the most." I think we all agree over here. Except for the usual Bruins fans on the air tonight to defend. But all right, I am wonderful. That make beliefs are perfect. And the Bruins, sure to come back to relevance momentarily. We are in a great time. LOL. Almost a dozen fans are waiting. Yes, we saw you guys waiting, but we weren't ready yet.
Patience.
Okay? Tony had to put his makeup. I had to clear my voice. Everything all right.
Put his makeup.
All right, let's check tonight's topics. All right, there we go. Let's start off. All right, guys. I'm gonna start off with the first topic. Let's do a little breakdown of round 2. How do you elevate Game 6 and 7? And did the Habs truly earn their spot in the next round based on their overall play?
Evaluate.
What did I write?
Elevate.
Oh, okay. Let me do that again. Rewind. How do you evaluate? Okay. How do you evaluate Game 6 and 7? And did the Habs truly earn their spot in the next round based on their overall play? Game 6 and 7 pushed the Canadiens to their limits, forcing them to rely on structure, composure, and timely execution. Reviewing how they handled those pressure moments helped determine whether their advancement was truly earned. Here's the real question. Did they win despite their inconsistencies, or did they finally become the team they needed to be? Who wants to start off?
Well, Game 6 and 7, like 6 they got blown out, right? And 7, they didn't have their best game. Buffalo played well too, but I have one word to explain the Canadiens. Either in round 1 and round 2, and so far, they're resilient. They do what they need to do. They maintain their game. They don't steer away from their game. Goaltending obviously won them both series, especially Game 7, right? Game 7 in the first round, 99 times out of 100, you're losing that game. But they're resilient, and the series is not won by one game. It's won through the whole series, and they deserve to win, in my opinion. They played sound defensively, apart from some hiccups, but it's their speed and forecheck. They have a fast forechecking, which is different from the team they're playing in round 3, which we'll get to later. But they stick to their guns. They're getting depth support, because in round 1 and 2, their top players haven't been really doing much. So they've been getting support everywhere else, and I think they deservedly earned the win. No, what do you think, Mike?
Oh, I definitely think it's well earned. You're looking at Game 6. They always give up that early goal in the first period, like whether on the first shot, second shot, and then
It seems like a curse with them. Like even in Carolina, right away, a first goal. It's
30 seconds.
Yeah. Then Habs scored 3 goals. It's 3-1 into the first, and then they were all like, "Okay, yeah, we're not gonna have to go to a stressful game 7." And then Buffalo just they come in waves. Like, they were really talented and big and physical, and they were able to take advantage of the Habs running around in their own zone. Some players were more dangerous than others, but you know what? They came out on top. They're like Tony said, super resilient, and I think this is a real team. They're like the way these guys are bonded right now, and the way that they're playing together is something really special to watch. Something that we haven't seen in a very long time.
You can tell they're young and they're inexperienced because they play a good, sound, solid game, but there's a lot of mistakes being made, and they have to always readjust and reset. But they're able to do that because they're able to stick to their game. And you can see, since maybe the last 15 games of the season, they totally changed their mindset. They can play a tight 2-1 game, or they can play a 6-3 game if they need to, right?
Yeah.
And they're able to be consistent with that because they put the work where they need to. They stick to their game. They don't try to adjust. They don't try to play a different style. They'll adjust to their team, but they stick to their system, right?
Yeah, like before last year, like the guys that were on the team last year or before that, they had never made the playoffs. Like Slavkovsky, I think, had played 5 playoff games in his whole career, and then last year against
last year
Washington,
was his first.
That was his first 5, and that was his only 5, right?
Yeah.
And Caulfield and Suzuki obviously went to the Cup finals in 2021 during the pandemic year, but playing 7 games against Tampa, I mean, you learn, you adjust. Coaching came down to a big part of it too, right? So the players are adjusting on the fly, and they're gaining experience every single game in a different series. Now, they're against Buffalo. Buffalo's a different team. They went 7 games, and every game was a learning process, and every game was different. Not so much different when Buffalo kept scoring on the first shot like 4 times in the series, but you know, they were really resilient, like you said, and I think it came down to getting that experience now, and then taking that experience and learning from it and bringing it to the next series. I think that's going to be very important. It's
not only the players. I think the coaching staff was adjusting to it as well, because they're learning too, right? Apart from the rest of the coaching staff, which have more experience. St. Louis, he's a rookie too, right?
Yeah.
So he's learning on the fly, but he's doing a good job. He's adapting. He's not overreacting. He's not making harsh and rash decisions.
I think he's a very calming force. That kind of a leader, like, people will run through a wall for you, especially like.
Yes. Talking about calming force, just off topic. I was driving this afternoon, and I was listening to the radio, and somebody made a comment about St. Louis. Jackie Redmond, who's she used to work for the NHL Network. She works for WWE. She was doing coverage for the Buffalo game for an American sports station, and they had scheduled St. Louis for a commentary after the game, right? And they were getting blown. That's the game. Game 6, they got blown out. It's at 6.
In the Buffalo series.
The Buffalo series, yeah. They got blown out at what was that?
8-3. Yeah, I turned it off. I turned it off at 6-3.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Me too, I think.
So, I put my daughter to bed. I came back 8-3. I'm like, oh my
couple
goodness.
of minutes before the game, she gets contacted by her, whatever, the communication from the truck, from the producers. Forget it. We're not doing it, So I guess they wanted to, they felt bad, so canceled the interview with St. Louis.
It was after the game.
Yeah, so she didn't wait on the ice to speak to him. A couple of days later, Martin St. Louis sees her in the hallway through the media, and he goes up to her. He goes, "Jackie." I go, "What happened yesterday or the day?" He goes, "Where were you?" It was all the production decided to cancel.
Production's like, we don't talk to losers.
He goes to her. I'm just paraphrasing. He goes to her. "Listen, I don't need to be protected. Win or lose, whatever. I'm happy to talk about whatever needs to be." So it's like he's very humble. Like just because I'm getting bombarded, you don't have to feel bad to protect, because I have now I'm experiencing all this animosity or stress or anger because we got blown out or embarrassment. No, he goes, whatever it is you get scheduled, you could have talked to me. Like, how humble is that? And that type of attitude is reflecting on the team, right?
Yeah.
So it's
very calming. Very calming.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's the reason? I'm surprised they wouldn't want to talk to the coach after a big loss. Usually they want to. Well, that's a big story.
They probably assumed he's pissed off. They just lost 8-3. He probably doesn't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah,
so let's not bother him.
Let's make a good decision. Let's go see somebody else. But he said, no, listen, I don't need to be protected. It's fine. If you schedule something, I'm still going to talk to you. It's fine, you know?
I think the Habs can lose like 10-0 and he'll just be like, we had a bad game. We got some stuff to fix up. We're going to clean it up. And the next game's going to be a new game, which is true. You can't keep looking back.
But let's go back to after Game 6, right? Going in Game 7, you guys were worried, or you guys knew the Habs were going to bounce back?
I was under my blanket in the dark watching on the TV, man. I was shitting my pants.
Like I was kind of nervous. Game 7, I thought we were gonna.
The only reason I was nervous because Game 5, though, there was a chance that they were gonna pull them and they didn't, right? Then he got destroyed in Game 6, right?
Yeah.
I said, is he gonna have a good enough game? Because the Habs were playing good all series, but there was certain aspects of the game, which we'll get into the next topic, that they were all over the place, you know, and they needed to fix that.
Yeah, there was a lot of running around there.
Yeah, especially in there was a lot of confusion. Like they're sound defensively when it comes to killing a power play. They're good, but they needed to like fix a lot of issues. But Game 7. You know, there was ups and downs. Buffalo was in control as a big part of the game, but Dobish again stole in the game. You know,
well, it seems like the Habs get that. They get that little lead, and then they kind of get away a little bit from what got them there, and they're like a sponge. They're just absorbing pressure, and Buffalo was really, really pounding there. And I think I
find the second and third period, they were getting bombarded.
Oh, it was all Buffalo.
Yeah.
And
but don't forget, we can't take away credit from Montreal because they totally still shut down their top line. Tuck had no points all series.
Yeah.
Okay. Thompson was on and off. You know,
he had that big game in Game 6. He had 5 points, but other than that, he wasn't It didn't make too much noise.
No, he didn't. The guy who the best player on the team was overall.
Benson.
No, was Dahlin.
Dahlin.
He started off quiet.
Dahlin too,
Dahlin.
for sure.
Dahlin, Benson, Dome.
Benson was his coming out party.
Those are the three guys that like I saw the most, and defensively, Matthias Samuelsson was a real beast too. So they were.
Montreal was able to contain most of their forwards, and I think their dead players, especially Dano and the defensive core of Montreal, is what helped win them their series. Hudson was a beast. I think as much as Suzuki is phenomenal, these last two playoff series really showcased how much of a superstar Lane Hudson is.
Yeah.
Like, he is phenomenal. And everyone who hasn't been watching him play because they're in the West, now you can see why he should have been considered. For me, he should have been considered a Calder finalist.
We watch him pretty much 82 games a year, so
the guy can defend.
We know what he can do.
He can defend.
But there was a couple of plays. I mean, he's going up against Tage Thompson in the corner. Thompson's 6'7", Hudson is 5'9", and without even having to be physical with Tage Thompson, he gets the puck off him.
Yeah.
His play is very, very sneaky with his skating and his stick. He's able to get in there, and he comes out with the puck. I'm like, how's this guy doing this? It's crazy. Yeah, true superstar. We're really lucky to be
he's
watching a guy like this. You know, he's a unicorn.
Yeah, he is. That's a perfect word, actually. Yeah.
You're reminding me of Mr. Deeds. Very, very sneaky. He's very
super sneaky. Super sneaky.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think they deserved that. They totally deserved it. You look at the series as a whole, they definitely deserved it.
They faced a lot of adversity there in Game 6, losing 8-3. Without getting demoralized, you come out strong in Game 7. You take that lead, then Buffalo ties it up again, and then came closer when Wes McCauley blew the whistle and the puck could have been going in.
Let's talk about that. What do you guys?
That was close because obviously the puck was in between the pads and
he didn't see the puck, so
it was pushed in though. So even though it might have gone to a review, I think the whistle was correct, but pushing the goalie with your stick is illegal. So I don't think it would have been a goal anyways. But that was close. I saw that going, and I'm like, oh my God, here we go.
Plus, Montreal totally dominated that overtime. I find, I think they were the better team. From the middle of that third period to the overtime, it was all Montreal.
Yeah. No, overtime was definitely leaning towards Montreal.
Yeah. I'm going to hit the chat. Steve says resilience is the exact word that represents the Habs. They are breaking all the narratives people made up about the Canes. Well, we're going to get to the Canes later, but yeah.
Hey, Steve, hold your horses, huh?
Steve, where are you at? What? I forgot the town you're in, or state, or
state. The way things are going, it might be states.
So, we move on to the next round, guys.
Yeah.
And whoever's watching us, I see 12 people watching. You guys, don't be shy. Hit us up in the chat. Ask questions. All right. Topic number 2. Should there be any concern about the lineup adjustments and ice time management decisions made by the coaching staff? Lineup choices and ice time distribution became critical in the playoffs, where every shift matters. Evaluating how the coaching staff handled both adjustments and deployment helps reveal whether their approach supports or limits the team. Tony, can you please break down these choices the staffing coaches made, and were they effective?
Well, first of all, I don't think Montreal, throughout the Tampa series and the Buffalo series, there was a lot of coaching changes done on the other team's side,
changes,
especially with Buffalo, right? And after every game, especially after a Montreal loss, there was a lot of chatter and pressure from fans and the media for St. Louis to do this, He never budged. He stood his ground. He didn't panic. But when he did make a change, he made a logical change. Like he didn't overreact, right? So yeah. I'm agreeing. And his changes were logical, and they worked out. I think you guys agree, right?
Yeah.
But I do find that as much as they worked out, there was still a lot of issues. Look at Game 7, right? He brought in Kapanen, right? He brought in Kapanen, and he brought him in. He removed Veleno, and Veleno's been playing he was playing a fantastic series. Pretty solid. He was good defensively. He brought consistency on the faceoffs. He brought a physical play. You're going to remove a certain aspect of the lineup to bring in Kapanen. You are reducing his time and you're reducing his ice time. Okay, there's certain aspects that worked out for you, but at the same time, that ice time reduction is not only bad for Kapanen, but it's also bad for the other players, because now you're putting more time and more ice time on other players, and you're risking having them make errors because of fatigue or whatever, mental stress and whatever. You can't do that. Look at yesterday's game. I don't want to get into it, but just when the ice time is more balanced, they tend to play better. So if you're gonna bring in somebody, you can't make it a negative as much as it wasn't. There's still a negative aspect to it, And at the same time, Kapanen had reduced last time. What did he have? 6-7 minutes, Mike?
At most, not more than that.
You had Jacky, who was already in the lineup, and you made him play 1 minute and 52 seconds or 56 seconds, whatever it was. You can't be doing that, I understand it's Game 7, but if you don't trust him, bring in Struble. Usually when you play Struble, you play him. Even if you're playing Struble 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, it's better than 1 minute and 52 seconds. If you're playing him 1 minute 52 seconds, that means your other defensemen, you're overplaying them. You can't have every game Dobson and Madison and Hudson playing 29, 30 minutes a game. It's going to affect you, and it's going to bite you in the ass at some point, right?
I think it's given the opportunity, since it's such a tight game. Can you really trust Kapanen as a rookie? It showed down the stretch that he was a little bit slower, he wasn't as effective as he was before.
What was the point of bringing him in? Because he didn't remove Veleno because he was playing bad. So what was the point of bringing in Kapanen? He wasn't. Nobody asked him.
Maybe against Carolina, he thought Kapanen would
not
be more
Carolina.
effective.
This was Buffalo. This was Game 7.
Oh, when they switch it up. Okay.
This is game 7.
I think bringing in Kapanen was like maybe a security blanket in case he wanted to shuffle the lines, in case he wanted to put Kapanen for a couple of shifts with Demidov and Newhook, like they played the whole season together. But like having a forward play 4 or 5 minutes, it gave the opportunity.
You're playing with a short-term bench.
Yeah, but you notice in Game 7 that Suzuki was double shifting.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you had Slav double shifting. Well, yeah, it's very normal because when it's a tight game like that, and it's Game
Evans
7,
double shifted.
You have to. Yeah, he took some shifts on the fourth line too. But you have to roll with your horses. You got to get your best players out there, and obviously, if you want to double shift the Nick Suzuki in crucial moments, no problem. If you want to double shift Hudson, Dobson, Matheson, and Carrier, you want to double shift them. I think you don't have much of a choice, especially in a tight game like that. But you didn't trust Xhekaj. Would Struble have played a minute 52?
No, I don't think so.
But we don't know that, right? Yeah. So, and it dictated. The game was dictating that they had to go with their best players, and unfortunately, even the fourth line was it Bolduc? I was on the fourth line. It was Bolduc and Doc. They played maybe 6-7 minutes, 9 at the most, if anything. So that fourth line didn't play very much there in the third period, and when they were out there, it was either Suzuki or Evans with them.
No, I get your point, but I'm just saying, it's not like it only happened that one game. Like when he makes, like if you have players in the lineup and you got to adjust, like he did with Xhekaj, but you're also bringing in players that are playing less minutes versus a player that was like Veleno was playing 10, 12 minutes a game, right? So for me, to bring in someone else that doesn't have an impact on the game, and you're risking losing a game because you're putting more strain on other players because they have to take up that ice time, and it's not the first time he does that. And eventually, it might bite him in the ass. Like he's got to manage that a little bit better.
No one knows the team better than Martin St. Louis, so he must have knew something. He wanted to try something. It worked. Ended up winning the game, right? Ended up winning the series.
Yesterday's
he
game
wanted something Kapanen gives that Delano doesn't.
I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat?
Maybe a bit more of an offensive touch. Like I said before, maybe he plays a little higher up in the lineup if he has to. But you don't see Kapanen killing penalties. Delano was crucial of killing penalties in the first 2 series.
So I'm not saying that what he's doing, like he's making sound decisions. I just think sometimes like there's just a bit of a risk. Like it always works out for him. It's been working out for him. But I find sometimes, as much as his decisions, okay, they're logical, they're not an overreaction of a decision. Sometimes I feel like as much as they're not, there's still a risk there because of how he's playing those changes, But there's a risk in everything, right?
But that's why maybe there's been successful is those risky decisions, right? If he had the same players, then Buffalo would probably just play the same, right? So he switches it up, he changes it up.
Yeah, Buffalo had a little bit of a change up almost every game there in the last couple of games.
Even on the fly, even during the game.
There was Metza in Game 7. He played 3 minutes.
He didn't play much either.
I guess it's a common theme. Like your number 6 defenseman shouldn't be playing more than 12, 13 minutes. And in a tight game like that, can you really trust them? They're young kids.
But the reason I'm just bringing this up is because I'm looking more at the other players who your core that you're valuing and affecting their play. Because these guys, they're playing well, right? So I just don't want to see them get too much on their shoulder that it's gonna bring down their play, and then obviously it's gonna affect the game as a whole, and then they're gonna end up losing.
Yeah, I mean they can't do that for a 7-game series for 7 games.
Exactly.
But when it's time to do it, you got to do it. I think it's crunch time.
That's
you got to go.
Point,
you got to roll with your big boys.
That's a good point, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
All right. I guess I just want to end the topic on. Did you guys see this? Torts talking about Martin St. Louis.
Nice.
What did he say?
Want to showcase it?
When was this though? Before you played?
Would you know, Mike? I thought it was pretty recent. Well,
this was 2 days ago.
Okay.
I think it was right after Game 7, maybe the day after. Torts talking about.
I think it was the first game with. Was that probably after the first game with the Golden Knights?
Okay, yeah, the Golden Knights. Yeah, okay, it says right there. Okay.
Louis, when he was a player, did you see a coach in him? And do you see the old Marty, the player?
Marty was a pain in the ass, quite honestly, with how many questions he'd ask. So I kind of figured he was going to be there eventually. Very inquisitive. It was relentless as far as the questions he'd ask. I'm proud of him. I know him very well. We're very good friends. I'm proud of how he went about it. He wanted to spend time with his family and his boys. He wanted to coach them. I think he picked a time when his boys probably stopped listening to him and wanted to continue. I think he's great for the game. I think he's got a unique mind and brings so much to the game. So, yeah, I just texted him today, and we stay in touch. Again, what he did for me when I was a coach and he was a player, I'll never forget. I'm so happy and proud of him as far as what he's done here.
For the latest hockey news.
Kind words from Torts.
Yeah, they got a good relationship.
Very kind words. He's usually yelling at somebody.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was telling you. Kind words from the abusive stepdad. But. All right. So, that's it, guys, for topic 2. All right, let's move on.
Pose.
All right. Okay. So, guys, if you're enjoying the show so far, don't forget to hit subscribe and give us a little like. Make sure you schedule a reminder for every Thursday. I think next week will be Thursday. There's no game on Thursday. So we'll be here at 8:30 next Thursday Eastern. And hope you don't miss the next week's episode. Okay, let's go down. All right, some critical, what I write here. Next round, critical changes. What area of the Habs game must improve from the previous series for them to realistically compete and succeed in round 3? Stronger opponents in round 3 will expose any weaknesses, make it essential for the Canadiens to address the areas that caused trouble in the previous series. Their ability to clean up these issues will determine whether they can keep pace or fall behind early. So, gentlemen, what adjustments should the Habs make against Carolina?
Mike?
Mike,
you want me to take this one?
We'll take it.
It's
What
like
do you have to say?
hindsight is always 20/20 because we saw Game 1 yesterday. I didn't see any adjustments defensively. I just saw a really, really sound defensive game.
Pretend yesterday's game didn't happen because
I think it's the normal stuff. Like stop chasing around so much in your zone, in your own zone. Stop getting pinned back so much. Stop the turnovers in your own zone. There was a couple of times in the Buffalo series where they're trying to flip the puck out through the middle, gets picked off. Buffalo comes back, buying scores.
Especially when you have time.
Yeah, especially time. And if you're gonna do a little baby flip out of the zone, no, it doesn't work. If you're gonna go through the middle, it's gotta be high and hard. Gotta get out of there.
Yeah.
So basic adjustments. Offensively, you want to see the top line get going a little bit more than they did in the first 2 rounds. I don't want to be chasing around in the defensive zone too much, and Dobish just has to be being Jakub Dobish, stopping the puck and stay focused and get angry when he has to.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with most of what you're saying. They got to be stronger on puck retrievals. Like they're sound defensively, like I mentioned earlier on the last topic, especially when they're killing penalties. But in behind the net, especially when they're trying to retrieve pucks, sometimes it's a confusion. Like that Game 7, man, there was times, man, where they were just all over the place. They didn't know where to go.
Is it just me? Sorry to interrupt. Is it just me that they're waiting for the perfect breakout?
Yes.
And they keep cycling it back down low in their own zone until they find something that they like?
Yes.
Is it just me that's noticing that, or?
Yeah.
I think it's more of a confusion because, especially the way Buffalo was forechecking, it got them a bit confused, right? But the thing is, what's good is that if they can clean that up, their forecheck is so good because they use a speedy forecheck. Unlike Carolina, it's a different. It's
Yeah,
more
a lot of times I see them like they're flipping in the puck and they're almost it becomes a 50-50.
Yeah,
And not the defenseman doesn't have all day to go back there and have an outlet pass and be able to look around.
exactly.
Like they're on that forecheck right away, and a lot of the times they're getting that puck out and getting possession.
Exactly. So if they, and you mentioned it that night after the game, is clean up small little things and they'll be fine. If they clean that up, quicker breakouts, easier passes, smarter passes instead of those little chips,
It
they'll
was
be
so
fine.
upsetting to see those little dump outs through the middle getting picked off. I'm like, come on, can't do that. You learn that in minor hockey. You learn it's the first thing that you learn. Never through the middle, right? Off the boards, off the glass, get it out. And if you're gonna flip it through the middle, the puck better be getting out because you don't want someone picking that off, and then you're back on your heels again.
Exactly. And apart from all that, if they continue consistency with goaltending, because I find in round 3 they have the better goaltending, and they have to elevate. They have to get their core players going too, which they did yesterday, which we'll talk about. If they can get all that, I don't think they'll have a problem. I said it from round 1. The winner of Tampa Montreal is going all the way. So we'll see what happens.
I think they have a lot of positive momentum now going into the next series. Getting that they'd already 14 games in the playoffs, playing 2 Game 7s on the road, getting those big W's. I think that shows a lot of character, and I think that they're ready for the.
Yeah, but they need to clean up the game. We saw it yesterday. They did a lot of the little things that were a mistake in Game 6 and in Game 7, and you saw the results. You saw the results. No, Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree 100% with you guys. I was gonna say, going into round 3, you think fatigue is going to be an issue, or you think these guys are resilient enough to keep that pace going? Obviously, we saw the game yesterday, but let's pretend you didn't see yesterday's game. It didn't happen yet. Like, you think, and Montreal still has at least another 4 games to go. You think the fatigue's going to kick in? Because right now they don't look like they're.
I think that
they're still playing, right?
Like before yesterday's game, if we're having this podcast on Wednesday, I would expect the Canadiens to come out really flat, at least in the first period, and slowly.
And obviously, that didn't happen.
No, yes and no. And then like maybe later on in the game, depending on how the game was going, they'd pick up their pace a little bit, or just drop the gloves and be like, you know what, can't do it anymore. But yeah, I was expecting them to come out flat for sure. I don't think they're so fatigued. They're not having too many practices. Practice time was low. There's maybe a couple morning skates. Like, I think St. Louis is doing a good job with managing the time they spent in practicing to keep them well rested for their games.
Right? So and their game 1 was the 2 days after that big overtime, and it was the only game in that whole series that went to overtime.
Yeah.
So like, you're right. He's doing good. He's doing good management on ice time.
And I don't think anybody is injured, right? I don't think anybody's.
That we don't know.
We don't know, but doesn't look like anyone's playing.
We won't find out. Like the whole series against Buffalo, I was wondering if Slav was feeling some kind of pain. Yeah. He just wasn't the same kind of player along the boards. He wasn't as physical. He didn't look as strong. Anderson too looked like he got a couple of times where he got up a little bit slow and a little bit banged up. But these guys are all
Dobson's
banged up.
hurt though. Dobson's not at 100%.
Well,
he's not shooting yet. He's still not shooting.
No, I noticed that. Like
that's from the original injury.
Yeah.
But they brought him back. He's able to play.
Yeah.
He's playing well, but you can tell he's not 100%.
No, you don't see that slap shot from the point. No, I agree completely, because every time he does shoot, it's a wrist shot. And it's not you don't see him winding up. There's a couple of times where he maybe could have let it go a one-timer, and he's like, he gets the puck and he's like, let me just dump it in the corner or get a shot on net. I don't see any slapping going on, but he's playing great with his stick. I mean, if it's his left hand that's bothering him,
then it's fine.
He's still able to poke check and all that stuff. So, like if he's right-handed, usually the bottom hand is the hand that takes all the force into the shot. Right. But if you have one hand on the stick, with just his left hand, it would be pretty difficult. So I'm not sure.
But as much as we don't know, Brian, you do make a good point. I don't think there's any major injuries. So like they're pretty much healthy. There might be a lot of them might be dealing with some aches and pains and some, but they can get through it. They're not dealing with anything like major or people that are actually out of the lineup, right? So that's a positive too, right?
Yep.
Right. So that's working for them instead of against them. You know. Look at Buffalo. I forgot who they were, but they had a couple of players that should have been in the lineup because they were hurt and they weren't in the lineup, right? So
throughout the whole series or towards the end?
They didn't play in the series, yeah. So
after Carrick got that punch in the face from Xhaka, we didn't see him in the series anymore. And he was coming back from injury. He was gonna punch in the face. He didn't come back.
He is a deterrent. Like that's what I like about him, you know. But we have to see more ice time for him, though.
I think it was against Buffalo, and they're behind. There was a whistle behind the net, and then Suzuki pushed the guy into the boards, and they're face to face, and Suzuki's talking to the ref, and just slaps the guy in the face.
That's a classic.
He's like, what are you talking about?
They should use that
was hilarious. That was hilarious.
It's so embarrassing for the other guy.
Yeah, I know. He's just standing there, gets smacked in front of the ref, and nothing happens.
But it's so Suzuki, right? Because you don't see him as an aggressor, and to just saying, "Oh yeah, you piece of shit."
Yeah.
And also
on national TV.
Also, that meme of Slav's expression when he's listening to the ref's explanation. Have you noticed that? He's like, Let me see if I can find
when
that.
he disagreed with the call.
They're using a lot of memes with that picture now.
He was just listening to the ref's...
I think I know what you're talking about.
The grrr.
What a face. The next day, all kinds of memes were made. All right, I gotta hit the chat here. Sorry, boys, gotta go. Thanks, Steve, for coming in. Change plan. I think we missed this while we're talking about St. Louis. He's a National Hockey League coach who got us to the conference final. MSL knows what he's doing. Every coach coaches based on the situation. Good point. Change plan. Is that it for adjustments?
Yeah, right. Before we go on to the next topic, did you want to talk about the game now or at the end? Before getting to the next topic.
Yeah, sure. We can talk about the game now.
If we're talking about changes, adjustments.
Yeah, let's talk about the series game.
All right.
It falls perfect to.
So go ahead. Who wants to take it away?
So they did exactly what we spoke about the night after Game 7 that needed to be fixed, and what needed to be done in the last topic. I think he did, right? He brought in even the lineup adjustments he made yesterday. I don't think there was anybody under over 22 minutes. Everybody was 21 minutes and under.
I think highest was 20 or 21.
Yeah, which is fantastic, you know?
Yeah.
And the fact that they scored 4 goals in the first period, there was 3 goals in the first period.
That was 4-1 into the first.
Yeah, it kind of helped manage time better. Yeah. But they were great defensively. They weren't. Carolina wasn't able to answer them with the forecheck. Carolina is a forechecking team just like Buffalo, but they're more like in your face, right?
Yeah. No, I know. I definitely noticed that. They always said when the Habs had the puck in back of the net waiting. There was one guy waiting in front of the net, and there was one guy on top of that defenseman for the quick little outlet pass. They were not giving up much, and what they were doing, they had to come out from behind the net and make that long stretch pass into the neutral zone because that short little pass was taken away.
Exactly. But Montreal was forechecking with speed perfectly, and they were able to implement their game better than Carolina.
Carolina didn't face a team in the first 2 rounds like they're facing now against Montreal.
That's what I was trying to think. Yeah.
I mean, Ottawa's no slouch, but they don't have the same depth or talent that the Habs have. And then they played Philadelphia. Philly scored 4 or 5 goals in the whole series in the 4 games. Well, and I don't think they had that.
Just a little stat: the whole series they got scored. It was 5 goals in the first series and 5 goals in the second series.
And then Habs scored 6 in the first game.
6 goals in just the first game, isn't that?
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't want to take.
Sorry, Mike. Sorry, I just want to. Mike was
that's
cut
fine.
off. Mike.
No, that's okay. And I was saying they weren't ready for. I don't think they were expecting that kind of speed and forecheck from the Habs. But I'll let you finish off on the adjustments if you want to continue.
I agree with you 100%. I just feel that a lot of people took too much away from the Habs before Game 1, and they were giving way too much credit to Carolina. Carolina did finish second in the
entire league.
Oh, they were
right?
second,
But let's not forget what conference they were, what division they were in. They were in the Metropolitan Division, right? Compared to the Atlantic, come on. Montreal was up there all year fighting for top position. If Carolina was in the Atlantic Division, I don't know if they would have finished where they would have finished. So I'm going to give them props for finishing where they did, but they played a lot of their games with teams that were way below par. They played a much tougher team in round 1 in Ottawa than they did in round 2 with Philadelphia.
I think so too.
Okay,
Well, just look at the standings. Look at the standings.
Exactly. So, like a lot of their time they had to do with the type of teams they played all season, because most of the teams they played were people from the Metropolitan Division, and
Look, Buffalo 109, Tampa Bay finished at 106, Montreal 106, Boston 100, Ottawa 99.
Yeah.
You got Carolina, and Pittsburgh the next team was Pittsburgh at 98.
Yeah, Pittsburgh almost didn't make it, right?
Yeah.
So
well, there was no other teams in the top 3 in the Metro that made the playoffs.
No, New Jersey was out. New York was out way before Christmas. You know, it was a crap. It was a crap division. So like they were accumulating points like crazy. But I'm not taking anything away from the way they're playing. But I'm sorry. Even when the years before, as soon as they came up against Tampa Bay and Buffalo and Florida Panthers, they were out. So I don't. And if you look at Carolina compared to Tampa Bay and Buffalo, they're very well. They win as a unit when they get a lot of contribution from all their lines, but they don't have those superstar players that Buffalo and.
Who doesn't have the superstars?
But they don't have that powerhouse firepower or that bona fide players like
there's no Kucherov, there's no Tage Thompson. They're very much more balanced.
They have Aho, but he's not a Kucherov. He's not a Thompson. Come on,
Aho or Aho?
Aho.
Aho?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aho, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what I saw in yesterday's game concerning adjustments, like I didn't see too many adjustments. I think that the Canadiens were able to impose the kind of style that they wanted to play. Like there was a shift, I think, in the second period where they're pinned in their zone for like a good 3 minutes. I think that's why Struble played 14 minutes, because he had a 3.5 minute shift. That one shift. But I saw running around, but I saw like organized chaos. I saw a lot of composure. And especially in the third period, Carolina was also coming in waves, and you saw they're just going around the zone. And I saw the shot total at the end of the third period. They had 2 shots last night, Carolina, in the third period. I'm like, yeah, if you want to shoot from the corner of the blue line near the benches, go ahead. If you want to shoot from the top of the circle near the boards, go ahead. They were just turning in circles, and the Habs were very, very composed. And I saw them. Actually, when they were crisscrossing at the blue line, going around and switching players, you saw that the Habs actually talking. I saw them pointing at different players. I got this guy. You get this guy. I think a much more organized.
I find they were able to keep them out of the perimeter. Did you find they kept them always through the outside?
Pucks were getting through, but they were just kind of bouncing wide. Yeah, every shot is scary in the playoffs, but I don't think they had 2 shots, so only 2 of those chances actually got on net. And I think that there was much more composure, much more organized chaos, if you want, and I think the system worked perfectly at the man-on-man.
The one advantage I noticed in yesterday's game too, guys, is I think Montreal is going to have a lot more room in that neutral zone because of the type of forecheck Carolina has.
They're very aggressive.
But they open up that neutral zone, and it benefits Montreal's speed forecheck, because they have 2 different types of forechecking attacks, and Montreal having that neutral zone open is so much more beneficial for those breakout plays or for those counterattacks.
Well, isn't that the reason those 3 breakaways happened? Was because of
Montreal breakaways in Buffalo too, but it was for completely different reasons. Yes, Brian, that's exactly good point. That's exactly why it happened. In Buffalo, they got breakaways because Buffalo.
But also, they couldn't close those breakaways. This time they closed those breakaways, but
it was for different reasons. They had more space in the neutral zone. Buffalo completely blocked that neutral zone. Where they had the space was in the offensive zone because they had very mobile defensemen who like to pinch, who'd like to move up. They weren't very focused on defense like Tampa Bay was. Tampa Bay was very structured defensively, a very good, sound defensive team, which is why you saw those 1-goal games all the time, right? So their space is going to be more in center ice, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, we saw it on the 3 of the breakaways. I think all 3 of them were goals, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Dano. And there's Slav. Slav was considered a breakaway?
Yeah, Slav. He came in from the neutral zone from the pass.
Yeah.
And then
it was wide open.
Yeah.
Then he spooned Svechnikov. But if they can, because Carolina was very aggressive on that forecheck. So they're forechecking with 2 guys. And then as soon as that outlet pass was coming, that 3rd guy was getting in there. So what does that leave? The Habs were leaving the zone maybe a little bit early, and catching that 3rd guy going in, creating like a 3-on-2 or 2-on-1s. Like we didn't see many of those 2-on-1s or whatever, but they were chipping it through the neutral zone. Two of the breakaways, the Demidov goal and the no-go. There was a pass from our zone, from clearly almost from behind the net into the red line, little tip with speed, and off they go.
Yeah, that's right.
And their top players performed yesterday.
Yeah.
Caulfield, Slavkovsky, Suzuki
got 3 assists, right?
And even Demidov scored again, right?
Great time to wake up.
Yeah.
Well, not that they were
Perfect time to
sleeping. They were
wake up.
sleeping offensively, but I think that in general they were playing well. They just weren't getting those golden chances, and when they did, they were like.
Do you think they were just covered
post.
better in the other series? Maybe they're just shut down more.
I'm not sure. I think that if you're facing the Habs, you have to have a plan for Lane Hudson. You have to have a plan to try to shut down the Suzuki line. You have to have a plan to maybe get Dobej off his game. But the Canadiens have a lot of talent, so if you're shutting down that first line, well, then the second, third, and fourth lines, like we saw, are able to produce when
they're skating. If the Canadiens skate, they're hard to beat. And yesterday they were skating. Even Slavkovsky was skating. You know, I was watching the Sick podcast yesterday, and they had Chris Nolan on, and he said exactly. He said this about Slav, but it should be about everybody. When Slav skates, you see the player he needs to be. But this is everybody. Yesterday they were playing their game to the T. They weren't giving in to the Carolina's game, and they were dominant. They played a great game yesterday.
Besides the first 30 seconds, I think they came back to show a lot of character again. I don't know how they scored 4. They could have had Jake Evans could have had another goal. Caulfield hit the post, and then they come back and they score another goal too. So. It's going to be an interesting series, I think. But if the Habs could impose their will, impose their style, and stick to it, and have that organized, chaotic defense, I think it's going to be okay.
If they win Game 2, Carolina's in trouble.
I'm expecting a big push from Carolina coming out.
Me too, but I'm also expecting a big push from Montreal.
Yeah,
they could do it.
Okay, I just want to hit Sean McMahon is in the chat, guys. Hey, boys, the best thing about last night's game is that compared to Game 1 against Buffalo, where the Habs played to the Sabres style, they actually imposed their style against Carolina.
Exactly.
Encouraging.
Exactly.
Very good point, Sean. Sean, man, why aren't you here, man? You're welcome anytime. No invitation needed. So I wanted to come back to just finish off in the Carolina game. So you think they're going to bounce back in Game 2?
Well, it's a critical game for them, so we're going to see a good pushback from them. You're going to see more of their aggressive forecheck. They have a very aggressive forecheck. They're nonstop.
But I was watching. That's what got them in trouble in Game 1. Their forecheck, because they go too deep in the forecheck, and that's why they got caught open on those.
Guys, let's not forget. You're right. Montreal beat them 4 times this year. Huh?
Yeah,
4?
3 in the season, and then last night.
Yeah. So 4 times. So.
You think they're in their head?
No.
You think they're in Carolina's head?
No, I think
Are they in Anderson's
head? No, I think they have a harder time adapting to the style of Montreal than they did the other 2 teams. Ottawa and Philadelphia scored 5 goals the whole series.
Yeah.
Montreal scored 6 in one game. Like I
It's
think they have a
amazing.
harder time adapting to their style.
Yeah, well, and then having 12 days off too. I mean, like, obviously, there's might be a little bit of rust.
That's what I was gonna say.
And that thing, do you think that they're well rested? That's why I'm expecting a huge push to tomorrow's game. But they have all the pressure on them now. You're gonna lose 2 games at home. You're in big trouble. Big
Yeah,
trouble.
so
But the
I want-
Habs can't win at home, so you know what?
Let's not jinx that.
Before we end this topic, what do you say? As a team, what's better, rust versus rest? I saw that
Rust
term
versus
today. I liked
rest.
it. Rust versus rest.
Guys, all this analytics shit, I hate it. You know,
How that what?
all this analytics stuff about
No, but I'm
no, but it's because at the end of the day, you have to go out and play. If you play, as much as stats could be against you, if you do what you need to do, most.
But it's not about
likely
stats. It's also about a mental state. Coming
Exactly.
off of Game 7, you're pumped, man. You guys are united.
Full of
These guys were in
momentum.
jacuzzis, hanging out in the pool.
But I don't think
waiting
we
for
could
the-
carry over momentum. I don't really in that.
I think
I
yeah,
think
for
momentum
sure you
on.
could.
No, I don't see.
I think as a team, since this team is like really a strong the team, I think they have the momentum altogether moving forward. I mean, coming off such a high, I might have been expecting a down. You know, you already played 14 games. Carolina played 8 games. They swept both series. They had
Physically,
12
yes,
days
but
off.
mentally you got to be pumped, right?
I think
physically,
mentally it's hard
exhausting.
to keep that edge to stay sharp. Whereas the Habs had to be sharp for 14 games straight.
Exactly,
because
yeah.
there was a lot of tight games against Buffalo. Some of them got away. But I think the mental
sure.
part of the game, I think the Habs came out more mentally prepared. But hey, Carolina scored 30 seconds into the game. You know, you can't say that they came out flat or they were well rested or they were rusty. They scored 30 seconds into the game, but what happened after that?
Yeah,
They're
but that
like,
was also a defensive mistake
I-
right there. Huh?
I think Carolina were like, I think they underestimated the Habs a little bit. I think they weren't expecting that kind of pushback. I think they were just like, we scored 30 seconds into the game. They're going to lay down. This team doesn't lay down.
They must have thought Montreal's exhausted. We're just going to steamroll them. We're just going to be overpower them. That's the mentality. They probably thought Montreal was finished. They had no gas in the tank.
I don't know. I'm just looking at the two styles, and I think as much as I don't want to take anything away from Carolina, their style suits Montreal's best against a team like Carolina. From the way I saw them play yesterday, it suits them
I
best.
think we match up well.
Yeah.
Against them. I mean, obviously, I was listening to the Sick podcast too before the playoffs, and like, who would you rather face in the first round? And people are saying that we match up really, really well against Carolina. But would I have wanted to play Carolina in the first round? Maybe not. Did I want to play Tampa or Buffalo in the first round? No.
I wanted to.
Definitely.
The team I didn't want to play in the first round is the team we played. I would have taken Buffalo. I would have taken Carolina.
Yeah.
I would have taken
I
Boston.
wouldn't have wanted to. I think Tampa was
Yeah.
the most scary for me.
Yeah.
I think probably only beat Buffalo because we beat Tampa. You have to think of that too. Maybe we got
Yeah.
killed by Buffalo in the first round.
And like Buffalo is like a big physical team. Like they're all giants. They're all 6'4".
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then
That's why
with
Jack
skill,
played most of the.
yeah, and with skill too. So going against Carolina, maybe Carolina might be just as speedy or maybe just as fast as the Habs or like Tampa, but they're not as big. So you play 7
Who would you
games.
say is a tougher team? Montreal, toughness in terms of toughness. Would you say Montreal or Carolina's tougher?
Carolina.
It's
In
tougher,
terms
yeah.
of toughness, I wouldn't be able to judge. I didn't watch Carolina all year, but
Well, they're They're an older team, Mike.
yeah, they're a little bit older too. But the point I'm trying to make is that when you're playing a 7-game series against giants, against all 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" players, and then you go against guys that are actually your size, it kind of makes your life a little bit easier. Let's say so it's not as maybe not as difficult.
Look at their defense. Like you look at the defense they had to go against Buffalo versus this.
Yeah, the
Completely
shortest
different.
guy is like 6'3".
Exactly.
It's like they're all giants, they're all towers.
And they were mobile. Like they had a rough
freaks.
time with Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely had a hard time with Buffalo getting space, but we'll see.
They had less space with Tampa. They had
Space with Tampa?
They had more space with Buffalo. It's just that these guys are huge. They were being thrown around. They had a lot more space with Buffalo. They they were able to move, they were able to cycle, they were able to do everything.
Yeah, Tampa Bay games were 1-goal games, right?
It had no space at all. They were defensively sound, Tampa.
Very tight.
Yeah, they had no space at all. Tampa.
Imagine if they had Hedman. That would have made him maybe make a difference for.
That would have been a big difference. Yeah, I think so. Would have been a different game.
It's like McCarr being out for Colorado now. He's going to be out again
That's
tomorrow.
a big loss, man.
Big loss.
Okay, this chat, it's exploding. Well, for us, it's exploding. Got to hit this. Okay, Sean McMahon responds. Appreciate that, boys. Great show as always. Thank you, Sean. Randy and Broncos. I think he's been here before. Randy and Broncos. Habs were so fast and skilled. I think Tampa was the most toughest opponent from the East.
Yeah. Definitely.
Carolina hasn't showed their toughness yesterday. Tampa was more bone crushing. Well, Tampa at one point they're always scrapping it out behind the net.
After every single whistle, there was a scrum.
Yeah,
and I know I think that Carolina out-hit us last night, like 44-18 or whatever it was. But there wasn't that after the whistle
hits,
scrum.
They were hitting us more.
Yeah, they over double the hits. But after the whistle, it was like, whatever. Just go about your own way. You stand up, you protect your goalie, whatever it was. And I think there was even one time was during the shift. Suzuki was like. He went to hit somebody at the red line, and guy cross-checked him like 2-3 times in the back, and Suzuki didn't even turn around. He just went to the bench and changed. Like, I don't have time for this.
You're not worthy.
You're not worthy. Who are you? Like, I'm not getting. I'm not
Guys,
getting
who's the player of the
that.
game yesterday?
Player of the game yesterday?
Slav. Suzuki or Slav?
I would say it's Slav. I would say Slav, or even Slav or Dano.
Dano for me.
Say Slav or Dano.
Yeah, Dano had a great game.
Fantastic game.
Randy Bronco says Philip Dano.
The last 3 games, game 1 and game 7 and game 5, not game 6. Man, he's been phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
The way he's playing, the defensive zone, face-offs, the little plays that he's making to open ice plays. He's been amazing, man.
It's a nice line with Anderson and Texier there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been loving Anderson.
They get the size, they get the defense, and then Texier, you get a little bit of the skill, a little bit of the offense. You get a little bit of everything on that line.
Yeah.
Really good line.
Okay, guys, I got to hit this chat. Naz 26. Many making excuses for Carolina. Truth is, Montreal already beat 2 teams better than Carolina.
Oh, I agree.
Bold.
Mm-hmm.
You guys agree that Tampa and Buffalo are better than Carolina? Oh yeah.
Well,
okay.
I saw Tampa for 7 games. I saw Buffalo for 7 games. I haven't watched Carolina. I wouldn't be able to tell you. But I think those maybe better teams.
They're a good team, Carolina.
Okay, let me get through the chat first. It's a lot to read here. Quick answers. Montreal 4-0 versus Carolina this season, outscoring them. No, he's saying right now it's 4-0. Outscoring them 21-10. Game 1 wasn't a fluke. Montreal are better team. Okay. Well,
we don't disagree.
So far you're right. Habs in 6. Possible.
That's what I called.
I called Carolina in 6.
Traitor.
I hate taking the Habs.
Naz 26. Everyone talks Carolina being 8-0. They would have been 8-0 if they would have been 8-0 if they played Tampa. They wouldn't. I guess he's trying to say they wouldn't have been 8-0 if they played Tampa and Buffalo.
No,
they might have lost for sure.
I don't think so.
Wouldn't have been. Okay, yeah. You're
well, that's
right.
If Carolina would have played Tampa, the first round, they would have lost against Tampa Bay.
That's how you earn your right to play against a lesser team. You know, you finish second in the league, you finish first in the conference. Well, you had a great season. You get compensated by maybe getting an easier path.
But they also finished first because of the type of conference. Don't forget,
the difference.
Montreal finished third,
weaker.
And they had a hell of a. So this is why I think they're a better team, because their whole conference. Their whole division was competitive.
Look at it this way: what Carolina had 113 points, Habs had 106, 7 points difference.
Yeah,
it's like what, 1 point a month. So the teams are not that far off.
Yeah, but put Carolina in their division.
Would they have been successful? Well, we don't know. Maybe not.
Lucky says player of the game. The no. Okay, he's responding to what the no and Slav.
Yeah.
And Randy Bronco hoping the Habs score slowly to keep Anderson in the nets. I don't want to see Boosie, who seems to be a better goalie. Do you guys agree? Boosie versus Anderson?
I think we're in Anderson's head right now.
I don't care which goalie it is. We have
It
the edge
doesn't-
on goaltending.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
No, we had UPL last game, last series, and Lyon. I think both of them got figured out at some
You
point.
said Lyon too, right?
Lion.
I know. I said Lyon because it's with a Y, right?
Alex Lyon. But I don't know. No, it is Lion. That's if you want to say it. I find that Lyon is.
No, but with a Y,
I say
Lion.
Lyon. I hear French.
Lyon.
I hear French
Yeah,
first.
exactly.
But
I
it's,
did the exact
if
same
I said
mistake.
Alex Lyon, Alexandre Lyon.
Man,
I did say Lyon.
your brain fart. Carolina had a few more. Carolina had a few more points, but they played in the weaker division. Yeah, that's what we're just saying.
Yeah.
Randy
Sure.
Broncos. I will take Anderson as an opponent any day. Habs and Buffalo were the top two teams since the Olympic break, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Buffalo was the best team since
Since
December.
that's true.
The break, Habs. Well, I think it was since January the Habs went on a little bit of a tear, but even more after that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's continue to the next. Guys, we're loving the chat, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the input, guys. Nice to see that we all agree. No haters yet.
I've had some people like my neighbors and stuff like talk to me and goes, "It's good, but you guys have no one opposing. Like we all agree too much. We need someone like we need a wrecker. Someone who just disagrees.
We
Just
need
to
an
fucking
antagonist.
disagree.
Greg, where are you, Greg?
He's a Habs fan, no?
Yeah, but he's got very opinionated. Yeah,
Opinion against the Habs?
We need
No,
a Leafs or a Bruins fan in the room.
opinionated like.
Oh, we have Matty. Pat stands up, but I think we're slowly converting Pat. He's starting. He's watching more Habs games. So maybe.
Oh, guys, we should bet on the game tomorrow night. Supposedly, Carolina's a 300 minus 300, so
my
to
God.
a favorite. Yeah,
they're still favorite. Yeah, I could picture
Yeah,
them
we should
makes
bet on the
sense.
Canadians. We would freaking make shitloads.
And
Nah, you make what 3 times your money? 3 times $20.
well,
makes
negative minus 300. You're losing 3 times your money. You have to put 300 to make
if you get-
100.
If you bet for the Habs.
Yeah.
Well, if you bet Carolina minus 300.
Yeah, if you bet Carolina, but if you bet the Habs, you make 3 times your bet. No.
Depends. It's usually. I don't think it's exactly plus 300. Maybe it's going to be plus money for sure. So you'll make at least double your money.
Oh my God, the chat doesn't stop. I've been defending Dobish since the beginning of the year, while Monty was still given a chance. He was deteriorating.
Yeah, but Dobesh, let's pump the brakes here, guys. Dobesh wasn't playing well yet when they were trying to give Monty a chance. So
Yeah.
Montreal was trying to get Monty going because they thought they didn't know what they had yet with Dobesh. So they needed to figure it out. And then once they figured it out after they did the goaltending coach, then they realized, okay, we don't have to continue to try to get Monty going. It looks like Dobesh figured it out, right?
Yeah, both goalies were struggling.
Plus,
at
they
that time.
had Fowler, who they brought up, and he was consistent. So they went with that. And then once they went with both goalies, Dobish took the ball and ran with it.
Yeah.
So at that point, let's not. There's no reason to defend Dobish. We're all. At that time, if you would have said Dobish is going to turn it around and be a superstar goalie, and nobody would have believed us.
I think that everybody was being harsh on the goaltending because you have sub 900 save percentage and
They were harsh on the goaltending, but I think they're also like, what's happening, guys? Who's your top goalie? Like who's
yeah,
who you picking?
there was a lot
They're
of
just
there
juggling.
was a lot of uncertainty, and I understand like a lot of teams go with a two goalie format, and then eventually someone does emerge. But Montemo had a very difficult start to the season, and obviously that continued. So it opened the door for Dobesh, and he grabbed the ball and he ran with it.
Yeah, the only thing he had going with him, he was inconsistent, but he was able to bring out wins, right? He was still bringing in wins.
Yeah, that's true.
He was bringing in wins. His game wasn't at par like it was now, right?
Yeah, he was getting up to like 3-4 goals, and the Habs had to score like 4 or 5 every game.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
the
like
Habs are still scoring goals.
It was unsustainable, but also
but-
the Habs too weren't playing as well defensively as they progressed through the year too.
Yeah, he's trying to ask. What was Dobish's
check forwards
records
brought up.
after his first 25 starts? How would you find that?
I don't know, but he was bringing in wins though, like we just said. Just that he was inconsistent, but he was still winning.
Yeah, Monty went
He
down
had-
for a conditioning stint, and they brought up Fowler.
Oh, for the first time, yeah.
And then they sent, I think it was in before the Olympic break, they sent Fowler back down and then called him back up after the Olympics, or did he stay? He went to Laval during the Olympics, right? Fowler?
Yeah,
Went to play
exactly.
in Laval? Okay.
And then they brought him up, and then they stopped playing Monty.
Monty was.
So Dalbridge ended the season at a .901.
But how many wins?
29 wins, 10 losses.
278, 901.
If you check, Fowler was brought up just as a time when they had back-to-back games and didn't want to go with Monty. This is Randy Broncos. I believe Monty lost the first game after the Olympic break, and then that's when Fowler came back.
Yeah, I think Randy Broncos is right.
Yeah, there was a point. I think we were talking. I think, is Monty ever going to play again? And he never played again.
I think we got our answer.
Yeah.
But what do we do next year? Well, I don't know. We're not. It might be on a different show. But do you give Monty another chance next year? Do you bring Fowler up? Do you stick with Dobesh? Do you stick with this
Dobesh
Like
Fowler.
Monty as a second goalie? Is that what you mean?
What are you gonna do?
I'm saying, do you give Monty another chance? Do you send Fowler back to Laval and then you roll with Monty and Dobesh again?
You keep Fowler.
Yeah.
Next year you have 84 games. You're not gonna play. This guy's still young, Dobesh. I don't know about splitting, but you maybe play. Maybe one plays 50, one plays 35.
They split it almost equal, almost down the middle.
Huh?
With,
During the season?
44-40, I think almost 50-50, or you go with the hot hand. And I think Dobesh
50-34?
I think Dobesh is earning more and more every game that the right to be the starter heading into next season. And
It's true, it's 84 games next year, yeah.
But you want Fowler to play at the same time. You don't want him to play just 34
Look,
games.
Boston did it for many seasons with Allmark and Swayman.
Yeah.
So
I think they were a little bit older than what Fowler is. Like Fowler's what, 21?
Yeah, but
you want this guy to play.
Yeah, you want him to play, but that's why I'm saying they can split. I think Montreal still sees him as the future.
Oh, definitely.
And it's a good problem to have. If both goalies are performing, then when the time is right, you have if they're both playing, one of them could be traded.
Yeah,
97, 97 boys, 97. And more and more hype I'm hearing every day from my stupid comment.
97 prepared to give up the boatload.
Who knows? Maybe Montreal might have the upper hand.
We have the assets.
Yeah.
But I think if I'm the Oilers,
there goes the team.
And I'm trading away McDavid, I want Fowler.
McDavid's gonna come here
Fowler, Hage, Reinbacher, and 2 first-round picks for sure.
Or even more, in fact.
Well, they're gonna have to make a decision. He has 1 year left on his contract, and they don't want to. If they're sucking next year, or they don't have that.
Fowler, Hage, Reinbacher,
and a couple of firsts for
I'll
McDavid.
do it for that.
Okay.
I'm not giving up a core. I'm not giving up your core.
Oh.
We're going off topic here.
Yes, we are. You're too excited.
Let's get.
You say you hear 97 and you get excited.
I have to think about that.
All right. I'm just gonna hit the chat again, and then we're gonna move on. Monte's gone next year. This is Randy Broncos. Dobesh is making less than $1 million. Need to sign him or risk end up losing Dobesh.
I
want Dobesh to be. Is he?
At
the end of the season?
At the end of next season.
Oh, Dobesh? Yeah.
I want Dobesh to end up being like Halak. Dobesh is better than Halak. Which is better, Dobesh stop sign or Halak stop sign?
Dobesh is better than Halak, and I don't think he's going to end up being the Halak situation. But Montreal doesn't have a problem right now like they did with the Halak Price situation, because Price was definitely the better goalie. But it's good to have both goalies consistent and playing, especially knowing that what you have in Fowler. You can't just give up on one because one is playing well. Rideable goalies, there's no reason to rush, and then if they continue to evolve, both of them, it's only a benefit for Montreal after.
Let roll like this for another 2 years, 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Fowler will be 23, 24 at that time.
And
Dobesh will be in his later 20s, and maybe Fowler's ready. It takes goalies a little bit longer to mature, anyways.
Halak they got rid of him right after next season, right after the end of the season, right?
Yeah, because Price was waiting in the wings, and they knew that Price was the future.
And he was.
Right.
And he was.
At that time, well, it was arguable. At that time,
Somebody who watches hockey and you see the way he was playing,
but
like a lot of people are
you
saying,
saw
what are you
Halak playing.
I know, because he had a freaking superstar run in the playoffs.
He got hot.
But
That's right.
But look at the way the type of goalie he was. He wasn't a sound goalie like Price. Like, come on, the people that were making these comments, people that all they do is watch the playoffs. They don't watch hockey all year, and they make these stupid comments. Price was the goalie of the future. For somebody who knew what they were talking about, the guy was young. He came into the team at 18 years old. And they didn't play in the American Hockey League, and they just threw him to the wolves.
Price won a championship in the American League.
No, but he won the Calder Cup. He didn't play in in their American Hockey League. He only won the Calder Cup, and then he went straight to the Canadiens.
Calder Cup is
the Calder Cup
NCAA?
it was the AHL. He won. Yeah.
He won in the AHL too.
I forget who the goalie was in there, and then Price came in and just ran with it.
Oh yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he did win a.
I think he just won the Calder Cup and then went straight to Montreal.
The Calder Cup is the AHL.
No, AHL is Calder Cup is the junior is the juniors.
NCAA.
No, that's the Memorial Cup. That's the Memorial Cup.
Yeah, he's right. Calder Cup is the AHL championship.
Yeah. Okay, then I'm mistaken. Okay.
Halak traded for Lars Eller. Yeah, that's what we got for. Okay. Okay. Man,
You're right.
This chat is never ending. Dobej's regular season, 43 games, 29-4. Dobej was better than Monty all season. Management wanted Monty as the goal because of his contract. Fowler lost as many games as he. Fowler lost as many games as he lost. As Mutombo lost, I guess. As he won, it should be. Yeah.
I don't think it had to do with the contract. He had proven himself, and they didn't know yet what they had in Dobej, right? So I think they were just trying to get. He earned his right to try and get his game back, so that's why they were giving him the chance. Montreal was sitting in a good position in the standings, but obviously he never got his game back. I don't think it had to do with his contract, because his contract is not a high contract. What was he making? $3 million?
Just 3 or 4.
No, Monty. $3 million.
Oh, sorry, Montembeau. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah, Dobej is on his rookie deal.
Yeah, so had nothing to do with his contract.
Doesn't say his contract.
Yeah, it's about $3 million.
You got to go to cap friendly.
It's about $3 million, 3.2 or something like that.
I want to say 3.35 or 3.1.
3.1. Yeah,
till next year.
3.2. So
2027. So yeah,
nothing.
There's 2026 and then 2027. Okay, there are 2 years.
Montreal's got the most cap-friendly team. It's crazy what they're doing. They're so well set up, especially with everything's going so well for them.
No, they're well set up for sure.
Okay, Brian, go to the next comment.
Yeah. Okay, this is the last time I'm reading comments, and that's it. Monty gave up more bad goals. Respect to Habs for respecting Dobej and Slavsky with their accents on their names on their jersey. I'm still struggling with their names, man. But fuck you, Tony. And
what?
Tony, your voice is sounding very sexy tonight with that raspy. You got the little rasp in the voice. Huh? Chicago had Belfour and Hasek. Decided to keep Belfour, both great goalies, in the Hall of Fame. But it's a mistake. Habs need to be careful and not suggesting Dobej or Fowler are the next Hasek. Imagine.
No, yeah, it's a precarious situation.
Why? Keep this stream going until tomorrow game time. Let's do it. Fucking marathon. You bring your sleeping bag, Mike?
I got the couch. Looks pretty comfortable here.
We can spoon over here, Mike.
All right. Okay, we're going to the next topic, guys. I'm going to ignore the chat for a bit. Sorry. All right, number 5. Okay. 5 ways Alex Newhook just made NHL history. Newhook.
Nouveau crochet.
You're really having problems with these names, right?
Newhook isn't just playing well, he's literally rewriting the NHL record books this spring. Alex Newhook is officially the hero of Montreal after sending the Sabres packing in Game 7 overtime, scoring his team-leading 7th goal on a wobbling puck that beat Luukkonen. He's doing things that haven't been seen since the NHL since 2011 and things that have never been done in a Habs sweater. This isn't just a hot streak, it's an historic performance. So I'll go down the list one by one for each, and I want you guys to give me your thoughts, okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So number 1, back-to-back Game 7 series clinchers. He is now only the second player in NHL history to score multiple Game 7 winning goals in the same postseason, joining Nathan Horton. What do you guys think about that?
Nathan Horton, that's a...
That must have been the when Buffalo won. Must have been that, huh?
When Boston won, yeah.
That was with
2011.
Buffalo, sorry.
Yeah.
2011.
But he played with Buffalo too, if I'm not mistaken.
So what do you think of that little nugget of stats or history?
That's a big stat. There's another stat. I forgot what it was.
Well, don't say it. I might have it here. Keep it till the end.
Okay.
I might have it here. Any comments on the number 1?
That's pretty big. He's been coming out big. You could tell. Somebody who's been to the finals, who won a Stanley Cup.
Experience.
He knows.
He's been clutching hard, man. This guy he's becoming a hero, man.
Ryan, we said it last week. Like the guy compared to the season before, he started off strong this year with Demidov and who's he playing with? He was playing
Demidov and Kapanen, and then he got hurt.
And he got hurt, smashed into the boards, came back. He was off, and then slowly his game was coming back, and his game started to pick up just before the end of the season, and now he's clutch. So that's I agree. It's a great stat.
He's got the speed. Obviously, playing with Demidov helps, but I don't think Demidov participated on any of those Game 7 goals. But he's a hell of a gamer, stepping up at the right time, eh?
Yeah.
The stat that I wanted to make has nothing to do with Newhook. The Montreal is the youngest team who ever make it to the conference final.
Yeah.
Since
the 1993 Habs.
Since which team?
The 1993 Habs with the same average age.
Same average age.
25.8. 25.8 years old. Yeah.
25.8 years.
But is this a Habs record or the
there's
NHL
only
record?
One other team that is.
But is this an NHL thing or a Habs thing?
It's an NHL thing.
So both records are from Habs.
The Habs, it's crazy.
Cool.
So, and the Habs won the cup that year. That's crazy.
And they had a rookie goalie. No. Sorry, 93. They didn't have a rookie goalie. Sorry, that was in 80. Was that 86?
They had a goal. Yeah, 86. Roy was a rookie.
Yeah. Okay, and I'll go on number 2. The first ever road Game 7 OT winner. In over 100 years of Montreal's franchise history, no Canadiens player had ever scored an overtime winner in Game 7 on the road until Newhook's shot in Buffalo. That's a crazy.
That's a hell of a stat.
Crazy stat.
Over 100 years of history.
Yeah, since 19.
Never a Game 7 on the road goal. Wow.
It's fine. There's another stat. So you might get to the next stat. I won't spoil it.
Yeah, if you know any stats, just keep it till the end.
Okay.
After my list, if you want to add on. 3, leading the team in goals. Despite being a middle 6 player, his 7 goals lead the team and place him tied for 3rd overall in the entire league this postseason.
He's 3rd overall. No. But now, yeah, maybe.
Goals, just for the postseason.
Okay. Goals. Well, when I made this list, so if I don't know what happened in the other leagues there.
He had 7, I think, counting last night's game, he has 7 goals in his last 9 games, I think.
Yeah, but maybe because of the Golden Knights game, maybe there was someone that maybe passed Marner or something, maybe passed it.
That's a pretty impressive stat.
They're playing tonight, so.
Number 4, torching the Sabres. Newhook single-handedly dismantled Buffalo by scoring 6 goals and 7 points in that 7-game series alone. Well, I don't know if he single-handedly dismantled, but he was a big part of that series for sure.
Well, he put the puck in the net, but he was a big part of their win. I still think the best player in that series was Lane Hudson and Dobesh.
And against the
Dobesh,
Buffalo series,
Lane Hudson was a superstar.
Yeah, Dobesh was I think at least 2 or 3 goals saved above expected every game. So there was technically at least 2 or 3 goals every game that should have went in that he stopped.
A lot of players were good. Like Carey was phenomenal. Dano was phenomenal. Madison played phenomenal. But overall, throughout the whole series, it's got to be Dobesh and Hudson.
Dobesh and Hudson.
Yeah.
I just checked, Brian, the for
Yeah, you
goals scored. First is Dorofeyev, second is Brett Howden, and Alex Newhook is tied in third with Stankoven with 7. And McKinnon has 7 as well. So there's 3 of them tied.
Yeah, so there are 3
for
tied in
third.
third place. Okay, perfect. So this
No,
this aged well.
It's 1-0 Colorado.
Oh yeah, Colorado's winning 1-0.
And they're also favored
Second period,
minus 300.
Second period's almost over. Scored Ross Colton.
Number 5, sustainable shooting or pure luck. While some call his shooting percentage unsustainable, he converted on the only real opening he got in Game 7 to end the Sabres season.
Sustainable shooting for sure.
What's his
I think he was shooting
per-
at 25% or something. That's what I think a stat.
That's incredibly high.
Yes.
Usually it's like between you're at like 14-15%
Even
at
10,
most, and
12%.
that's like high end. So yeah, when you're at 25%, it's like
sustainable
you're
shooting.
scoring a goal every 4 shots.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable. No.
No, but I mean, it's not luck. He's creating a lot of scoring chances, which is why it's going in.
It's been very opportunistic. I think even in general with the Habs, taking advantage of other teams' mistakes. I think it's been it's a huge part of the game.
He
especially
also
in the playoffs.
fits their style to a T, because he's one of the fastest guys on the team. If you know, like with Evans, I think he's probably is one of the fastest.
He's probably the fastest player on the team for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Him, Evans, he must be the fastest player on the team, huh?
Well, they all skate. I'm pretty sure he's the fastest player on the team.
Yeah, so that helps. Like the style suits him very well.
Yeah, so that's my top 5. Mike, was there anything you wanted to add? Is there another stat you wanted to add?
I think I forget. I think it was it. Can't remember. I think you covered it with the overtime Game 7 goals. I think that was the one I was going to say. Yeah.
Tony, you have another note?
No, those are good points though on him.
How long do we have him signed up for? Is he here for a while? Or?
I think another 2 years. I'm not sure.
I think he's also RFA after next year.
RFA still?
No,
Yeah?
I think it's going to be a UFA.
No, he's going to be RFA.
I should have went Puck. Puck Daddy or Puckpedia?
Puckpedia
Puckpedia.
or Cap Friendly.
Yeah, 2007. He's RFA. Yeah.
So 2020. Yeah. RFA
So at the end of
26.
next season, he's RFA.
I think you only become UFA at
after this contract.
28 or 30. Yeah, after this contract, he'll be UFA, but it goes by age. I'm not sure the exact rule. I think it's 28 or 30. I heard 30 yesterday, but I'm not sure.
So
He's
they're
making
gonna
2.9.
That's a good deal.
Pretty
man.
good bargain for 2 Game 7 winners. I'll take that.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have some
Guys,
something to work with when he negotiates.
Do you see the Habs buying out Gallagher for last season?
He has
Why?
2 years left, no?
One more.
He has 1 more year left?
Keep him. Huh?
I don't know.
At this point, the way that I think that they might not have a choice, right? Or they win the cup and he retires.
This year. Well, I don't know if they buy him out 1 year left, double the length and half the money. Maybe. Cap's going up anyways. They could probably afford to. I don't know if they can trade him and get anything of value. I think he's like an old car. I think I might have said this last time, but that old car is much more valuable to you, even though it's not worth very much to other people. But I think Gallagher. Yeah, I think Gallagher is worth much more to the Canadiens, even not playing, than having.
That comment
so
would have made more sense at the beginning of the season. Not anymore, though, Mike. There's no more space for him now.
Are we disagreeing?
Yes.
Is this the first disagreement?
Oh shit!
Okay,
it's
here we
going
go.
down. Ding! Let me put the bell over here.
Like I agree,
Ding, ding, ding.
They needed to. I agree. In the beginning of the season, he's a good integration. He creates a positive atmosphere in the dressing room, but the team is evolving, and there's no more place for him.
Yeah. He scored that when he came into the lineup against Tampa. He scored.
I know that
first shift.
Yeah, but now I don't know.
It's funny how like you see Kapanen and Gallagher play the whole season, Come playoff time,
Yeah.
no, we don't need you anymore.
Well, that's another
No.
question I want to ask the panel. You guys think Gallagher is going to play another game in this playoffs?
Maybe.
Do you see him?
Depending on
Maybe
injuries.
not necessarily this series,
Listen,
in general, the whole playoffs.
I think if they need a spark, or things are not going well,
They're not
morale
going
is
their
down.
way.
I think he has enough experience to just come in for one game. The game that he played against Tampa, like he played 6-7 minutes. Played under 10 minutes for sure.
Played about 8 minutes. He played the thing.
There you go. So,
But I would put in Veleno. Like Veleno's not playing bad. He was playing fantastic. I would put him before I put in Gallagher. It's got to be under like a unique circumstance, like you just said, to put him in. But I don't. The way they're
or
playing,
injuries or something like that.
I don't see them playing. You know. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm talking about the end of the season next year. I don't think there's gonna be a place for him.
well, there's no spot for him right now.
Yeah.
So moving forward, who's gonna take his spot, and anybody's gonna get out of the lineup for Galley to come back in playoffs? Maybe if they need a spark, like we said, but starting next year, difficult choice. Been the heart and soul of the team for a long time. You know, I love Gallagher.
And there was talks of him being captain. Remember those?
Yeah. Love me some Gallagher.
Love me a tall glass of Gallagher.
All right, Brian. Go to the next one.
Well, I gotta hit this, and then I hit the chat, man. The chat's exploding tonight.
Yeah.
If you're digging what we're doing here, guys, drop us a line in the comments or in the chat. You guys have been crazy in the chat. We appreciate it. We're live every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Obviously tonight we did it on Friday because of the game last night. But I think next week there's no game on Thursday, so we'll probably be here on Thursday. And don't keep this to yourself, man. Share with your friends. Tell your grandmother. Tell your parents. Tell your cousins. Come on, we need the help.
Tell your grandmother. What's that?
Tell Nana.
Why? Go read, Brian. What does he say?
I felt that Demidov was going to be a mirror image of the same move that he did in Anderson last time. That he had made the same move on the breakaway there, the fake right, and then the blocker.
And he said, "Who?" So maybe when we're talking about Alex Newhook, I didn't know we were talking about Alex Newhook the whole time. Do you Jack Kai coming back in the series? I felt Marty made a great move putting in Struble, as Carolina isn't as physical as Buffalo.
Yeah.
That evened out the ice time for the tired D of Montreal.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was a good move.
I think the game starting to get out of hand permitted Marty to roll most of his lines. That's why Struble got 14. Well, he did have a 3-minute shift. That helps for his ice time, but I think the game was in a certain place where could have rolled all their players.
You know why? Because Montreal was always at the top of the league. Therefore, the Habs were always playing game 1, 2, 5, and 7 at home. Makes sense. Guys, if you missed the last note in the chat, Habs have never got a Game 7 winner on the road. It's because the Habs had a better record than their opponent, thus playing 1, 2, 5, 7 at home.
Yeah, I guess, a lot of the time, especially back in the heyday, they had a lot of the home ice advantage, so there was never many Game 7s on the road.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're right.
Makes sense. Good comment.
Yeah.
Habs probably release or trade Laine to open up even more cap space.
Well, Laine's contract ends at the end of the season, so there's no trading him anymore.
He's just gonna walk.
He's walking. Yeah, it's Gallagher that they have for one more season. Laine, if he wasn't hurt, there was a good chance he was getting traded at the trade deadline, but that didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather have Veleno in the game than Kapanen if Kapanen plays only 5 shifts.
I agree on that, Randy.
Yeah.
Randy, you say hi now? said hi.
Hey, Randy.
He makes a whole comment and then he says hi.
We appreciate it. Appreciate you, Randy.
Naz, go Habs, go Naz. You've been very active tonight in the chat. I think it's the first time we ever see him, huh? Go Habs, go. Habs win in game 6. Win in game 6, games maybe less. Colorado look lost without Makar. I didn't watch you guys watch the game?
I watched a little bit. I saw like the final push from the Avalanche there in the third period. McKinnon was very, very impressive. Though they didn't pull off the comeback, he was pretty dominant. Third.
Jeff Molson offers job 3 years, $2 million so he doesn't lose his $6.5 million next season if Gallagher agrees to retire after this season. Jeff Molson offers a job in the administration.
Yeah.
You mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, could that count as part of the contract? Just working for?
No, he just gives him a new contract.
No. When you retire, your player's salary goes off the books, and if he hires him as a consultant or whatever it is, that doesn't count against salary cap.
Yeah, but
you can pay
Are you
coach as
allowed to
much
make
as
that deal?
He still gets his salary though, even though you retire. You still get that money.
I think when you
If
retire,
you break your contract.
I don't think you get paid when you retire.
Yeah, you break your contract. You retire.
You're out.
Those 10-year contracts, I would just retire after 2 years and just fucking collect all the money.
Yeah. Well, unless it goes to LTIR if you do a buyout. You're not going to buy out a player that has 1 year left.
You're right.
At that age?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, you retire, you stop getting paid.
But I wonder if that's like legal in terms of like NHL. You're allowed like negotiating. Okay, retire now, and I'll give you a job in the administration.
Nobody needs to know. Those are conversations that you have in private. All the public sees is, yeah, hey guys, I'm Brendan Gallagher. I'm retiring this year or whatever it is. Then a month later, they announce like, oh, he's part of the management team now. Gets a job as a scout or whatever it is.
Player
Nobody
development.
needs to know.
Also, back in the day, the Habs never had a Game 7 because they won the series before. Are you
Too
is he repeating? Or
dominant.
He's
is
repeating.
YouTube glitching?
No,
Maybe YouTube is just glitching same messages.
no, he wrote it differently than before.
Watching the video of the Habs personnel responsible for drafting our superstar is pretty special, such as Martin Lapointe or Bobrov.
Bobrov. Well, you know what? The management team before that, Bergevin, didn't do so bad.
Who was that guy? Timmins? No, what was that?
Trevor Timmins.
Yeah, I don't think he drafted very well.
Well,
I don't
there
think
were a lot of mistakes, but that becomes,
I think so too.
It becomes hindsight, you know.
He was the head scout, but Bergevin made the final call.
Yeah, but he was the advisor to who to pick, right?
He made some good draft picks, some bad picks, good moves, bad moves. I think the good partially outweighed the bad. I mean, look what they did in Buffalo.
The good
this year.
outweighed the bad. You think he did more
I
good
think
picks
so.
than bad
The
picks?
Suzuki
so.
trade was them.
Yeah, the trade
Are you
for
talking about
Suzuki.
Bergevin?
Yeah.
Bergevin.
Okay, but I was talking about I was talking about Timmins. Was he
Timmins.
a good?
He was part of the Bergevin era.
But he was part of the administration before too. Bergevin.
He was scouting.
He was a scout, yeah. But most of his big impact was when Bergevin was there. Bergevin was there for over 10 years, right? Right, so yeah.
Bergevin was manager for 10 years?
If not more.
Wow. Really?
10 years? That long?
I think so, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
let's go to our final topic.
Bergevin drafted Caulfield.
Yeah.
Many don't like Bergevin, but Suzuki, Caulfield, Goulet, Dobbs, Kapanen, Xhekaj were all Bergevin picks. That's true.
Yes.
I like Bergevin personally. I always liked him.
Yeah.
I thought
He just sometimes made decisions with his emotions. Like I didn't like the way he treated Markov. That was horrible.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the situation.
Coming from the guy who wants to give Gallagher the boot.
I don't want to give him the boot. I'm just looking at it as a business about. I didn't like what he did with the Subban situation. You know.
Yeah, there were a couple of mistakes, but look, like the guy said here, like Suzuki, Caulfield, Goulet, Dobish, Kapanen.
Goulet was Bergevin,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was drafted by Bergevin.
Bergevin is with Buffalo, I believe. Is he? Bergevin is with Buffalo?
Bergevin's with Buffalo. He's assistant to Kekalainen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He got the job this year. And
All
Kekalainen
right.
went in.
Okay, let's try and finish off this list over here. Chat, we appreciate the engagement, but we got to move on. We got to keep the show going. All right, next.
Brian, you kill me.
All right, six incredible, not really stats, but interesting tidbits about Jakub Dobeš postseason. Dobeš has superhuman ability to reset after a loss, and the numbers are actually terrifying for opponents. Jakub Dobeš has officially moved past rookie surprise into Montreal legend territory. After a humiliating Game 7 loss at home, he marched back to Buffalo and stopped 37 out of 39 shots to steal Game 7, now joining Ken Dryden in the record books. He's not just making saves, he's thriving in chaos and winning over the fans who mocked him. So I'll go down the list of stats, or I don't really call it stats, but little tidbits of information. Go down one by one, and you guys tell me or tell the viewers what you guys think. Number 1, perfect 6-0 record after a loss. Every time the Habs lost a game in the playoffs, Dobish bounced back the next game. He did not lose 2 in a row.
Yeah.
It's not 6-0 now. It's 7-0.
Now it's... No, this is 6-0 after losses.
After a loss.
After a loss, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
After a loss, he always won the next game.
Okay, my mistake.
As a team, they haven't lost 2 in a row in the playoffs, and I think they've won 2 in a row
against Buffalo.
No, they didn't win. They won 2 in a row against Buffalo. They won 2 in a row against Tampa. Tampa was 1-1-1-1.
1-1-1-1-1 because they won the first game. Tampa was 1-1-1-1.
Yeah, sure. They had a 3-2 lead, and then Tampa. Yeah, so against, and then now like Game 7 and Game 1. That's another 2 in a row. That's very, very impressive. Good bounce back. Good
so
good
he
character.
bounced, especially after that 8-3 loss. He bounced back.
Yeah, it's amazing how they kept the confidence going there.
Number 2, a wall-like .942 save percentage. In those 6 bounce-back games, his stats jumped to elite levels, allowing less than 2 goals per game.
Yeah.
That's it? Yeah.
He really, I find he really fights, and he really, like, in the beginning of this season, I looked like he was fighting the puck. He would back up into the net. Now you see him challenge. He gets way above the blue ice. He challenges. He takes away the angles. So he, like, if he gets scored on and he finds he gives up a weak goal, you see that he's fighting to make sure he gets back to that rhythm. Like he makes sure he wants to get back into rhythm right away.
Remind me of the Game 6 against Buffalo. He was
Game 5.
It was Game 5. He was back in his net and giving up those.
And then he bounced right back.
A couple of stinkers, you know.
Yeah.
That stinker with Tage Thompson, that was Game 6, right? The one that hit the corner and then bounced, hit his ass and bounced.
That was Game 4.
That was Game 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Montreal.
Yeah.
It was Game 4. Yeah. Could have had a.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, the Ken Dryden connection. He is now the only rookie goalie in NHL history besides Dryden to win 2 Game 7s on the road in a single run. So it's very similar to Newhook's stat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, also, if you go back to the info that we got on the chat and whatever it was, like maybe we never we're at home in Game 7.
The Habs always won
in the history, you know. But yeah, very, very impressive. I mean, it's a guy's 24 or 25 year old.
But let's
rookie.
not compare him to Ken Dryden yet.
No.
These are good analytical stats.
That's true.
They're good tidbits.
It's interesting little tidbits of
I wouldn't
information.
compare him
Right?
to Dryden yet, but it's very, very impressive for technically a rookie goalie. Very, very solid. When we all thought that his mental toughness was very, very weak after like crying after the Jersey game where he gave up the same goal again. But this guy's been rock solid mentally, very, very focused, razor sharp,
and humble too.
Yeah, always a good interview with Dobish.
Number 4, leading the league in saves. Dobish currently
The playoffs,
leads.
right?
Can I finish my sentence?
No. Time out.
2 minutes interference.
Interruptions. 2 minutes interruptions.
You bastards.
Dobish currently leads all NHL goalies this postseason with 363 total saves and 8 wins.
That's funny. This
Well, I
postseason.
think saves goes to the account of playing 14 games too. So he played played 6 games.
But also
more than
getting
Carolina.
bombarded with shots too.
Yeah.
Montreal is getting bombarded with shots.
Getting bombarded for sure.
Anything else? That's it.
Well-
Move on, number 5. All right. The villain fired. This is not really a stat, but he explicitly told reporters that Buffalo fans chanting his name gave him fire, and that he loves being the villain.
Well, why wouldn't it? Like, of course. Like, you're
Well, if you're
trying
having
to
a bad game, it could affect you. Dobish.
It would light a fire under me. Like, I'm trying to win a game. I'm playing my rival's arena, and these guys, I goes, you know what? let me play my game and stick it to them. I want it would light a fire under my ass for sure. Like I see that. Like what?
Yeah, but I could see it also affecting your game, right? People mocking you.
Yeah.
But if it is,
That's
that means you're mentally
pressure.
not ready to be in goal. If he's looking at a positive way, that means
that's right.
he's positive, and that means
If he feeds off it, yeah,
exactly. So he's feeding it positively, which means it's gonna affect him positively in the net. If he's making it affect him negatively, that means that's a case for concern, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. So that's just testament to his mindset.
Exactly.
He's mature. He's a mature player at his age.
I agree, 100%.
That it doesn't let it affect him.
Yes.
Number 6, matching Vasilevsky in the first round. He went toe-to-toe, one of the best in the world, and came out on top in a Game 7 duel.
Yeah.
It's not really a stat, but it's an
Vasilevsky
achievement.
was his idol.
It was, yeah.
But
it was,
he works with a psychologist, and I heard this on the radio and on a podcast. And apparently, before Game 7, they're like, the doctor's like, visualize yourself shaking Vasilevsky's hand as after winning Game 7. And then that reality, it shows you that it came true after. Like if you have to envision those positive thoughts with that positive energy,
that
out, then it
positive
comes back to you.
visualization.
Positive visualization, yeah, exactly. So
I should try that. Okay, 1,000 subscribers in a week. 1,000. Imagine getting 1,000 subscribers.
Book them and they will come. Oh yes,
Book them and they will come.
Well, that's what I thought when I built this studio. Build a studio, they will come. It's kind of worked out.
Getting there.
And that's it for my little tidbits of for Dobaj in the postseason.
Cool stats,
Guys, before we end this off, predictions for tomorrow night.
I think it's going to be a tighter game. I think
Way tighter game, I agree.
I think they're not going to do those mistakes there, giving those 3 breakaways there. I think that's what really destroyed them, those 3 breakaways. So I think they're going to work on that. They're going to look at footage or whatever replays and really tone that down. So I think they're going to get that aspect. They're going to take that away from the Habs, I guess. But yeah, it's gonna be a different game. I saw Gretzky after the game interviewing. He said, "Come on, Carolina's gonna bounce back from this." He has no.
But so Montreal, he said. Montreal not gonna. Montreal
doesn't have to bounce back. They just have to play
bounce
as they
forward.
I mean, they're still gonna play. They're still gonna be competitive. So who's winning tomorrow? Come on.
I think Carolina takes tomorrow's game because if they don't, they're in huge trouble. But I think there's a lot of pressure on them. Next game, I think they come through. They shook off the rust from their hiatus. I think after Game 1, I think they might have learned their lesson. They're smart. They have a good coach, good team.
A great coach.
I love
him.
Back.
I love Rob.
And I think if the Habs don't give up a goal in the first 30 seconds again, I think they have a great chance to win Game 2 as well. And I hope so.
Yeah, but this thing about the Habs giving up a goal, like always in the first. It's always like in the first at least 5 minutes or first 3 minutes.
Resiliency, man, I'm telling you.
I know, but
I've never seen this.
Clamp out.
Well, they like to put themselves in a little hole and they like to dig out of it.
Like usually when they're in the past when I've seen the Habs go down, like they're probably losing. I see them go down a goal or two, and it's early in the game. I'm not worried. There's still a hockey game to go.
When they go up a goal or two early in the game, I get worried as well.
But I'm really gonna. I know for sure Carolina tomorrow. We're gonna see a different game from them, and they're gonna come out firing. But I'm going 4-3 Montreal tomorrow.
The score 4-3.
4-3 Montreal.
I'm saying 3-2 Carolina.
Ooh, 3-2.
Yeah, I find it's been bringing the Habs good luck when I go against them.
I say 3-1 Habs. I think Carolina are going to be a little more reserved. I think they're going to scare. Not they're scared to be mistakes, but they're not going to forecheck as much. I think they're going to stay a little more behind and.
Well,
really,
obviously they were forechecking like 2 or 3 guys because they were down 3 goals in the first period. I think they had no choice but to continue the attack, which opened up other possibilities for the Habs too.
What they're trying to deal with is that speed off the neutrals. And Montreal's speed is killing them. Because Montreal forechecks too, but the speed that Montreal implements in the game is hard to sustain. That's their issue right now.
Yeah.
And they tightened up their defensive game too. They're making cleaner passes. They're very well
You
structured.
just got to keep up that energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what the chat says. Where's the last time Randy Bronco? Montreal, the most one-timer goals in a regular season. Glad Texas got one yesterday. Yeah, these little guys like Texas and stuff like that, they're really pulling in for us.
Yeah.
Do you guys hear Ray Rafaro and his bias broadcasting during the Buffalo series got me sick?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I watched the game in French.
I hear Ray Ferraro sometimes on interviews, and some of the stuff he says does not make sense. He's very biased, very, very biased.
Against the Habs?
Against some of the stuff he
Well,
says
he
doesn't make
has
sense.
to be biased towards something. He's biased towards.
Yeah, he's very biased. Like if there's something that's you need to say that's against a team, say it, but it's got to make sense. But sometimes he says stuff that is completely not true.
I'd like to hear what he said, though.
I saw a video yesterday or the day before. I forgot what it was, and the fact that he brought up Ray Ferraro made me think of it, but I can't remember what it was. And I was telling myself, what are you talking about? I was actually looking at my iPad. I was like, what are you talking? I can't remember what it was, but yes, he's very biased. Especially
maybe he's just trying to be salacious and trying to get those views, you know. And
you're a Canadian hockey player, broadcaster, whatever. Like, why you have to be so biased against? He's been living in the States all his life, right?
Oh, he lived in Vancouver for a long time. He lived next to my wife's cousin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in Vancouver. I visited him. I saw his
house. You're stalking him?
They're literally neighbors.
You're the guy.
You go outside, you see the house. It's there. It was like right beside him. You know, in Vancouver for a long time.
Randy Brown, 4-2 Habs. That's his call tomorrow. Demidov with another goal.
That's really
nice.
I'm so happy Demidov, that monkey is off his back. He's been 3 goals now. 3 goals.
3.
He's putting the puck in the net. You see him on the back check. He's working both ways, not just offensive.
He was always working both ways, just that the goals weren't coming for him, right?
Yeah, I think now his confidence is left there. A couple of goals now.
His confidence
is building a little bit.
Yeah,
I agree.
And even Caulfield, Mr. Saturday Night. He's going to show up Mr. Saturday Night tomorrow. Let's hope so.
Good patience on the goal last night after that pass from Slavic. He could have shot it right away. Yeah. He could have shot it. He could have shot it glove side. He saw Chatfield coming, and then
Caulfield?
Boom. Yeah, and then he put it.
He waited for the goalie to move.
Exactly.
That's a goal scorer's goal.
He could have ripped it right away, right? He took his time. He saw. He looked up and waited a second.
Bang.
Put it in.
Yeah.
Nas says 5-3. Habs win 5-3. He works for ESPN. They don't want Canadian team to win. No, it makes sense. They don't want no rooting for the Canadians. Well, a Canadian team. Ray gives credit when Buffalo scores, but when the Habs score, he calls it a lucky goal.
Oh, yeah? I really want to hear what he said.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. There was a goal that he called lucky. It's bullshit. Like,
the Deno goal off the skate?
I think it was that, yes.
Might have been.
It is a lucky goal. It's not like he's picking.
Yeah, it's kind of a lucky goal.
Or shouldn't have counted. What are you talking about? It was a good goal.
He said it shouldn't have counted.
I think it was a good goal. There was no kicking
goal.
motion. Yeah, I think his foot was already directed in that way, but it's not like
moved his foot,
it's not like he turned the skate and he knew the puck was coming there. He was already turned, didn't move the skate.
Yeah, exactly.
Off the skate, and it's right. What a good goal.
Whatever. I'm not gonna diss on him. He's a good broadcaster. He was a good player. I like him, but he is a bit biased though.
Maybe, but like the guy said, he's on ESPN, an American network, so he has to go for the American team.
Maybe he has a script.
Yeah, it's in his contract.
The famous script. Sports.
Anyways.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching and sharing your thoughts with the chat. We invite you all to join us next Thursday. Yeah, we're going to be here next Thursday at 8:30 p.m. for another lovely Habs conversation.
Lovely.
Mike's, thank you for helping us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for...
It's just going to be me and Tony having an intimate talk.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad that we had a lot to talk about. It almost went 2 hours here. Pretty good.
And come back. You're always welcome back, Mike.
You know it. We'll do.
All right. Guys, stay passionate and keep the love for the game alive. Have a good night.
Let's go.
Let's go, guys.